This is so cool. Tabby, what's this?
This is my secret project.
Hello YouTube. I have had a super exciting past like 24 hours because I got my brand new bike. Essentially, I just got my dream bike, my absolute dream bike build, and this video is going to tell you a little bit more about it. I'm so excited to share it with you. Here you go.
Hi, Maddy Nut fans. This is weird. I'm not used to doing this kind of thing. I just thought I'd probably introduce myself because I have been in charge of this video mostly. If you're a hardcore Maddy Nut fan, you might remember me from way back in the tracker last year Swanee Cam. The reason I'm here is because I have been involved in a super exciting project. You might have seen some little nuggets here and there. And yeah, so I've been putting together some footage of behind the scenes, and I just thought I would say, hi, I am Maddy's sister, Tabby. This is my journey of basically putting together Maddy's dream bike. It was a very chaotic few days. I just thought it might be nice to have some sort of behind the scenes, so I hope you enjoy.
First of all, we're going to have just a test. Oh. We need to do practice on.
They do well with kissing, you know.
It's got enough fat, isn't it?
Whoa, I have loads of toys. That's so exciting. Pens. So after unboxing my very exciting pens that I was going to be using for this project, I used one of Maddy's older bikes to basically cut out a paper map of what the frame would look like, so I knew what I was working with.
Never kissed again.
Got it.
So pretty.
Which way does it go up? So once the actual frame had arrived, it was time to get cracking. So here I am just mapping out and planning where things were going to go. It was really daunting to actually start putting pen on bike because those pens are pretty permanent and I really didn't want to be making any mistakes. So it was pretty scary, but once I got going, I actually really enjoyed it.
This is the finished Vamos, which you can see it's like the exact same as that one, just like a little bit neater. So that's great. It's giving frat boy, it's giving sorority, whatever. And then I've done a little zoom that I'm gonna do some details on. And then this is the Maldives villa.
For added context here, Courts and I actually met whilst tutoring on this remote island in the middle of the Maldives called Sunebajani. I actually think this is the scenes from our first ever breakfast and I videoed it, and this is the kids club that we worked at, which was just a dream. It had a zip wire going in. And don't worry, even though the days pre the YouTube, I did get some cycling content. I even found a sunrise yoga clip.
So I'm no expert at vlogging and I found it really difficult to find a camera angle to film a time lapse where I wasn't getting my head in the way. I did eventually manage, so hopefully this gives you a little insight into some of my process. So you can see I've done like a little like pencil outline of where things are going to go roughly, and then I'm just going over it in pen here. So I'm working on the little animal section at the front of the bike. These are to represent some Kenyan animals that Maddy would have seen in her time in Kenya when she was doing the migration gravel race. And this might be one of my favourite parts of the bike in the end. It's one of my absolute favourite Maddy Nut sayings. And the grind continues. I think one of the hardest things I found was actually trying to access like the hard to reach parts of the bike. You can see here I'm having to kind of like hug it in a strange way. I then did put it on a table, which was much easier. There were parts that were much easier to get to, like this bit that I'm just working on here. I'm just putting in some Australian animals, a kangaroo and a koala. And here I'm just adding a lovely tree to have some nature go alongside the African animals. And by this point, you can maybe tell that I had gained quite a lot of confidence and was kind of going a bit freestyle, wasn't really putting in much pencil to start with and was just going a bit rogue with the pen. And here I'm just checking back with all of the things that me and Maddy had planned out together and checking I've not missed anything super important. This is one of my favourite parts as well, actually, the top of the frame that Maddy will see the most.
Okay, we ready? Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Content king. Is it the right way up?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Tabs, this is so cool! It does say Ramos. Right, UK Roads 2024. And dig deep. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Really funny if someone's cycling alongside and sees the dig deep. This is so exciting. Oh, that is so impressive. Oh my gosh. No, Tabby, this is so good. Oh, the waves! That's awesome!
Look, they're coming from the, like...
Oh, they're coming from the Maldives villa, which is 83!
We had to get Courtney to remember what villa you guys are in.
This is so good. Oh, so good. Oh, hashtag Roman mates, this is so cool.
And then there's all your favourite foods up here.
Oh my god.
This goes from pasta to like savoury food that you like to like breakfasty, sweet,
It's
pastry,
just the,
coffee.
like, the
Oh my
detail
God.
of... Oh my god, all the pasta names! That's amazing,
Oh,
man.
yeah, this side.
Oh my god, this is amazing. This is like the coolest thing ever. I actually can't.
Actually, there is like quite a lot of logic here, Maz. So, Kenyan tree, then
Yeah.
obviously Kenyan animals, Australian animals, and then still animal themed, but
cafes.
dark cafe. I like the words. The words to me are like the boldest and the nicest.
I actually think the words are the coolest, but then I think filled with drawings.
But
Waves on the other side as well.
Yeah. Oh no, I had an idea actually. I was going to do the same colour scheme, like mostly white, but do mountains.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I had a very early start the next day just to get the finishing touches in before it was time to send the bike frame off. Having finished just in time, here are some close-ups of the final result. So here's a volcano here to represent Maddy's time in Iceland, her gravel and travel slogan, a little nod to her home, even though she doesn't spend much time there, and some other little close-ups. I love the way this zoom bit turned out. I think it's really bold, but also a bit elegant, kind of like Maddy, and that's what Courtney loves to shout at Maddy while she's on the bike.
Amazing! You're amazing! Zoom, zoom! You've got this!
And then coming down to the waves. And here is a little collection of doodles of all the foods that Maddy loves. And those little bare feet footprints are leading down towards the Maldives villa, which is where Maddy and Courtney met. And of course it wouldn't be Maddy Nut's bike without Nutty and then also Maddy. And I really like how this looks when you look at it from a certain angle. They kind of line up quite nicely, so you've got that Maddy Nutty little illusion. And this is what that side of the frame looks like as a whole.
Tabby, what's this?
This is my secret project. You explain the brief.
Okay, so the brief was to do a bike that's very Maddy. So it's like all elements of my travelling on a gravel bike. Just for my adventures on the bike, we wanted to do something really personal with lots of like memories and stories and like individual like motifs for different people in my life, so that when I look at this bike, I'm reminded of home and people like Tabby.
The end, with like all the transport and like getting it all ready and sorted, I had like I think 2 full days to do it. I was also sick. I had like 2 or 3 full days to do it.
So it was a little bit under
Most
time
of it has
pressure.
been done late last night and early this morning, I won't lie. But you know, you just gotta wait for creativity to strike. We had some moments. We had some real moments where we lost our confidence. You know, we pushed through, just like Maddy does on her bike.
So Courtney and I met at this island in the Maldives called Sunevajani, and this is the villa that we stayed in when we met, and it was Villa 83.
This is one of my favourite bits. I really like these waves.
I like the waves.
I actually just like this section a lot.
Yeah, the
I like how this turned
Africa,
out.
Australia
The
section
little birds.
is pretty awesome. And then the birds, just to say what they are, that is the Dabbling Duck, one of my favourite cafes, and that's the Robin, another favourite cafe.
A couple
Couple
cute
of
little
cafes, and then
shout-outs.
Ride with Mates, shout out to Giro.
We spin this bad boy around.
We've got a volcano
pasta.
for Iceland.
This is the Iceland volcano. Some clouds. These mountains, I really like how they turned out. Actually, that was a late last night situation.
And the clouds,
And
I
the
love
inspo
that.
just struck. Maddie's little tagline, a couple little motifs. Some swirly whirlies. Pasta makes you faster.
Oh, I've got French toast.
Yeah, a little French toast, cinnamon
Cinnamon
bun.
roll.
Some pasta on a fork.
Oh, pasta makes you faster, I love.
And then if you just come up over here, it says, you do it because you love it.
Because I do it because I love
that When
it.
Maddie is like sweating and crying and bleeding, she can look down and think, oh, cutesy, tee-hee.
Also, we've got Maddy, Nutty.
Nutty, look at that illusion. Ooh,
That's
can
so
you see it?
cool.
So anyone who she overtakes will just see Nutty riding off into the distance like this, doo doo doo. And that's it.
Woo!
And this also obviously will go.
Oh yeah, sorry, show the fork. So one side is
Yeah. So
Vamos.
it says Vamos, and that's Maddie doing a handstand, and then dig deep. If anyone needs a little bit of
A
motivation.
little bit of
other
motivation
riders.
on their riding.
So yeah.
This is so impressive. Well done. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. Stay tuned for more stuff coming. I'm actually going to Rwanda on Sunday, which I'm so excited for. So the next video should be about my trip to Rwanda. I'm doing an altitude training camp up there, staying at Tugende, which is like a bike hotel. And I'm also going to be staying somewhere else in the forest. I'm like so excited for this trip. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back soon.